RV.media.
He made his way to the center stage in that crowd cheered as he began to play, and I recognized those words that he started to sing. I'm known as a guitar man. I've been touring around the world doing the best I can. Living my whole life in a country band. I'm the guitar man.
Hello, hey listeners, thank you for tuning in. It's Randy Adams and Jace Pierce. That's RV.media. Thank you. Hey, Jace, what's going on this morning? You having fun?
Oh, it's bright and early this morning, Randy. I'm on my fourth cup of coffee and I'm still tired. I don't know how I'm going to do it today. I've got a big day planned ahead of me, and I don't know. I just love coming to this show, but it sure is early in the morning here.
Oh, yeah, but we're having lots of fun. Hey, making memories. I was talking to someone the other day and we were talking about making memories. Hey, and I went to a class reunion and there was a lot of memories there. Even though I'd graduated the year before, I guess I busted in on that party. But I had somebody that went with that they had graduated with that. So, a lot of memories, a lot of things. You know, time is short. We've got to get out and live every day to the fullest.
Yeah, and we've brought up a lot of things. I mean, what's the current market trends that you're noticing, Randy? You notice the interest rates just keep going up.
Oh yeah, they're looking for 10% at least. I guarantee you. They talk about we may go down. That was to get the people in the stock market to purchase up stuff, and that way, you know, they can raise the stock market up, and then they raise the interest rate up. And hey, let's be fair, you know. And I think being fair, I think 6-7% is fair, but I'm not going to like 10%. We just got to readjust and get ready like we did. And the Carter days, wonderful Carter. Remember him? Oh man, what a peanut farmer he was. I'm going to tell you, 18-20% interest. Man, that made things tough, didn't it? Hey, that made memories, but not good ones for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's almost like a pattern reemerging here, Randy. But here's the thing, you know, there's still plenty of fun things to do with you and your family, your loved one, your pets, your animals, and one of the great things we like talking about is living the RV lifestyle. And there's so many places to go. We've talked about wineries. We've talked about haunted RV parks. Did you go check any of those out this week, Randy?
No, I don't need to go to one of those.
I was telling my mom about those. She said she wouldn't go to one of those either, you know, so...
I think that they're phony anyway. I think they come up with something to help draw people. I just can't believe they do it, because I can't believe they draw any people wanting to go to one.
You know, it's a thing. I mean, there's different towns and communities that are haunted. I ran into a brewery the other day that they said they were haunted. They did a little bit of boondocking and stuff like that at the brewery. You can take your RV right over there, and we've talked about that before. But here's another guy I ran across, Randy. He said that, you know, what's better than camping? Do you have any idea?
What's better than camping?
He said free camping. And
camping.
I was like, what are you talking about? He said it's called mooch docking. You ever heard of anything like that?
Never heard of mooch docking.
Well, it's kind of like couch surfing, you know, but you do driveway surfing with your friends, family, and neighbors. It's a very economical way.
Well, hold. My son wanted to go camping, and my wife was sick, so I parked the camper in my driveway, and we spent the night camping in the driveway. Is that kind of like that? But you find somebody's not at your home, or what?
Well, no, and that's kind of, I'm glad you brought that up. You got to, I didn't know that this was a thing, Randy. You can drive around, but you got to be careful. This guy said that about 6:30 in the morning, all of a sudden he heard a knock on the door. He's at his brother-in-law's house, but he parked into the street. It was the sheriff. And he said that there were no RVs allowed into that neighborhood, and one of those real loving HOA neighbors saw the RV there, and he called the cops.
Oh, well, some of these people watch you real close, which that's fine. We got to watch out, but go by rules and regulations. But you know, maybe he should have parked it in the backyard, huh?
Yeah, and that's the thing like this about the art of borrowing is what it's called. Is how you
art of borrowing.
Yeah, you can borrow a little free electricity, a little. I don't know about the sewer and septic stuff, but you get a free parking spot for the night if you're trying to keep the cost down. because of all this inflation going on in the world. You can just do a little bit of mooch docking.
Hold it. Is mooch docking when you stop at Walmart and spend the night?
You know that I didn't. This was more talking about where you're mooching off your friends and families and neighbors. What better to mooch off of than someone you love?
I thought Walmart was friendly anyway.
You know, they actually do have an app for that. You got to watch out because a lot of those Walmarts have different restrictions in them. I've stayed at a couple of them, and the cop came over there. He said, "I'm not going to run you off." He said, "But normally, there was a giant windstorm in Colorado." He said, "Normally, I'd make you leave." He said, "But because of the wind and the high occupancy, so I got to stay in the Walmart." I thought you could stay at all those, but
I did too.
When I was mooching, I guess too, because I don't want to spend $50 or $75 on one of those exclusive RV parks. So I was just driving through. You know, one of the great things about mooch docking is there's a little do's and don'ts. You know,
really?
Well, you know,
who posted these laws? The new HOA or for the highway or what?
Yeah, you know, some of the neighbors are just busybodies, Randy. You know what a busybody is. They ain't got nothing to...
Hey, well, I guess I was a busybody one time because some people in a real nice area that I lived in, they were renting out their house for a week. And I'm going to tell you, they had some outlaws showing up renting this house. And I'm telling you, one time there was 15 cars there at this house, and they didn't have enough room. They blocked up all the street and everything else. So I guess I was a busybody at one time.
Well, have you ever seen Christmas Vacation? Remember Cousin Eddie? He was mooch docking.
Yeah, okay.
They say he may have been the pioneer, or he's the mascot, or whatever it is of the whole.
Is he in the dictionary under it?
Under mooch docking, see Cousin Eddie right there. Yeah. Well, that's what he did. He just did you got to watch out with the way he kind of camped a little erratically. But they said there's a few do's and don'ts. Don't overstay.
Well, what about truck stop? I mooch docked a truck stop one time, going to Scottsdale, Arizona, to an antique car sale.
You know, most of the truck stops want you staying in there because you go in there and you can buy some stuff inside of that store. Those actually are safe places to stay when you're driving down the road if you don't have a spot or a rest area to go to. You know what the one guy said? He said guests are like fish. He said they begin to smell after 3 days.
Yeah.
So don't overstay your welcome.
I had a mother-in-law felt that way one time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was she there more than 3 days?
No, she wanted us to come see us. About the third, fourth day, she got a little grouchy. So I was mooch docking there, but she let me know it's time to leave.
She said, I love you to death, but it might be time to go.
I love you to go.
Oh, that's hilarious. Well, show a little gratitude to the individual. I mean, you may want to come back and mooch dock again. That's a good thing to do, and do a little exchange. But I think this would do away with the mooch docking part, where you make them dinner, do a little bit of chores or stuff like that. Moochers and couch surfers usually don't do nothing, do they, Randy?
Not for sure.
And that's one of the greatest things. Of course, if you're tired of mooch docking, or you're not that kind of person, you can just join one of these exclusive RV clubs. You know, they have apps. We have them listed on RV.media, Passport America, the Harvest Host. There's an RV golf club nationwide that you can join, Randy. Have you ever been to the golf courses around the country and stayed in?
I've played in a bunch of them, but I've never saw any RVs right by it.
Yeah, they actually have some of the RV parks. Well, the way I found out about this was a buddy of mine. He travels the country. You know what he does? He goes to casinos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's what he does.
And I thought about that too. I had a bus at one time that I liked a lot. I thought about going out to Las Vegas Circus has got a spot for campers.
Yeah, there's some of the, you can just type on the internet, RV parks and casinos. But what he does is he kind of mooch docks, but with the casinos. But sometimes it ends up costing him a lot more than an overnight stay.
Oh, I bet. He gets on them dice tables, that blackjack table.
Yeah, and he does a lot of sports booking and all that stuff. But what I didn't know this, because I haven't traveled around in a while, but there's a lot of states around the country where you can just straight up gamble on anything.
Well, that's true, but stop and think about this. And I used to be a bookie back when I was real young. 50 years ago, I guess the statute of limitations have run out. Anyway, I learned, I was helping my uncle at the time, and we were booking, and I realized that 10 weeks of betting 10% football or basketball or baseball, 10 weeks at 10% is 100%. And these guys that bet 52 weeks out of the year, how can they overcome 520% interest?
Oh, with the kickback to the house.
That's a house. Hey, it's just like the greatest. You know what the toughest thing in the world was, or still is? It's a slot machine. It's got one arm. It backs itself up to the wall, and it takes on the world.
That's a one-armed bandit. That's what they call it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I told my ex-wife. I told her she's a two-armed bandit.
So anyway, but now Circus looks. I remember had RV deal. I remember going in and out of there, and I used to go in there and play a little poker with all the retired people. So I enjoyed it out there, but I saw lots of RV spots over there and people to drive their RV in.
Well, some of these casinos with the because they're called casino jumpers. That's what this guy said. He said that's what he does. You know, there's a hobby or something attached to the RV. If they're not living in it, there's different kind of things people like to do. They like going to the barbecues. They like going to the chili cook-offs. They like going down to to the beach. You know, there's different kind of activities. People go to the rivers. You know, this guy, what he does is he goes to the casinos. And I don't understand. He always calls me when he wins, Randy. Do you know that?
Yeah. I had a guy work for me. Same way, went to Las Vegas every other weekend, and he came back to me. I won $10,000. Well, finally, I went out there with him, and I said, "All right, Roy, what's going on?" And he'd be in them slot machines, and he'd put in. I'd watch him put in 20, 30,000 in them. Finally, hit a 10,000. He acted like he was a big winner. I said, "Where you put money in it for 2 days and finally hit a 10,000?" But lots of those people put a lot of money in, and all they care about is winning. They don't care how much money they dump in one of those.
Well, and this friend of mine, he used to be a heavy drinker. So he said he didn't drink anymore, so he went to AA or something like that, he was saying. But now I said, we need to go to Gamblers Freaking Anonymous now. Do you know how expensive it is to drive around, hit the casinos? And he hadn't called me in a few months, so I know he's been hitting some bad.
Hey, do the casinos give you free, can you mooch off of them? Because when I used to go to the frontier for years and years, they comped my rooms, my meals, everything, because I was playing a no-limit poker game. And they used to comp everything. I wonder if you talk to them, you can get comped your RV spot.
Some of them actually did. You just each casino's a little bit different. Some of them had reasonable fares on them. They were $5 during the week, $15 on the weekend hookup, which is not bad. But some of them were straight up mooching, I guess, is where I think the casino's mooching off of them because they know they're going to go in there. And I mean, how many people are actually going to win when they leave the casino, Randy?
Well, they don't build them billion-dollar buildings on losing. That's for sure. And it cost, back 40 years ago, I used to play poker at a no-limit game with a guy who was the head man for Caesars. And we would talk. He would come in, and I was there for about 5 days. It was a long trip. And every evening he would come in after going through everything, sit down, we'd talk, and he'd tell me how much the overhead. 40 years ago, it was $500,000 a day.
A day?
A day.
To open up the
casino.
Well, see,
so it's probably $2 million, $3 million a day now. So they got to draw a lot of people and a lot of money. So they're going to bring them in any way they can.
Yeah, that's overhead is a key. And that's another thing, too, ladies and gentlemen. If you're wanting to sell your RV or...
Oh, we need them.
We have a low overhead here with Randy. We're just paying for the airways and fuel to get everywhere. But we can beat a lot of those dealer prices, can't we, Randy?
Well, these dealer prices got overhead. Me and you don't have any overhead. Because our overhead's paid for my car business and my radio show, LearnToBuyAndSellCars.com. I buy the good, the bad, and the ugly. Cars, trucks, vans, 18-wheelers, dump trucks, properties, houses, and RVs. RVs motorized, tag-alongs, fifth wheels. We need them all, don't we?
Yeah, we do. And actually, with your network and mine added together, it's like some markets are hot, some are cool, some are soft, but we have a pretty expanded area where we can get the best value for the RVs if they just give us a call or go to RV.media and put in the information, and we can give them a free appraisal or at least kind of market value. Right now,
know where they stand. They can call me to get started. start at 830-708-4789. But best bet is go on the internet and talk to Jace. Send him an email, inquire what you have. Let us know what you've got, and we'll give you the basis, what it is, what the book, what needs to be fixed, But we buy the good, the bad, and the ugly in RVs and motorhomes.
Oh yeah, if they're one of those people that are a little stuck at one of those casinos, a little behind, they have a clear title, we can help them out if they're in a tight spot, can't we, Randy?
Well, I thought about when I was in Las Vegas playing in poker games, them people got busted. They were ready to sell their car or truck, but I was too far from home to buy one to send it back to Texas. I understand that deal.
That's like that Pawn Stars guy or whatever. Can you imagine how much? That's why he started, just people in there getting broke in Vegas and going over there and hocking off their jewelry, their cars, their boats, and boy, I just tell you what, I'm just so glad I'm not a gambler on anything like that. However, some of these casinos, they have golf courses on them, they have swimming pools, they have facilities. Some of them, the RV park is close to the casino, and they give you a free shuttle service over to the casino or back or into the local little towns. I mean, there is a pretty good list, which I'm going to have probably 8 or 9 of these on the RV.media website. Just go over there and click the menu bar and click casinos. It'll have a list of some of the parks. They're in Nevada, Oregon, Washington.
Well, I don't want to go to Oregon.
You don't? Why not?
Because they're too crazy over in that state.
Everything's legal in Oregon now. It's the new Vegas.
Well, but they can steal to up to $900. It's about as bad as what San Antonio, the mayor's trying to do to San Antonio. But no, hey, Las Vegas, that's about as far as I want to go.
They have them in Louisiana, Oklahoma. That's not too far away up there at the Choctaw Nation. I've been to that casino up there. I stayed in there a couple times when I was traveling up north picking up RVs. But
they have a place for you to park?
The parking lot was so huge. Yeah, when I went in there, I said, "Where do I park?" They said, "Right over there." They had 3 hookups at that one place, and they had a couple other ones.
You get to hook up free?
Yeah. They didn't charge nothing at that place. Like I said, each casino, and I didn't know. I mean, I would have paid them, whatever, 30, 40, 50 bucks to go for the night. I went in, but it was kind of a
good food.
I didn't eat. I got sick pretty quick because I dropped about $200. I went back to the RV and went to sleep, and I headed on home. And they never had no good luck inside of those casinos. Have you, Randy?
And so the Frontier's not there no more. They sold that right after I left. I guess they heard I wasn't coming back, so they sold it. But anyway,
I went to Vegas when I was like 18 or whatever, to Flamingo Hilton. We wanted that. My dad won a trip from the auto auction over there with the Charlie and what's their names over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had bought the most cars that month or something, so they gave us, me and my brother and my dad, we went up. It was nice up there. That was way before any of this new stuff. That was 30.
Well, and playing poker with Caesar, he gave me a bunch of free tickets to eat at Caesar's, and boy, they had a buffet. It was really, really good. But no, we need RVs. We need RVs any condition. We'll make an offer on one, but you need to know what it's worth.
Yeah, condition is a big part of that value, and some of these guys, they really take care of these RVs, Randy. Some of them don't, and one of the things is keeping up with the RV over time. If you're not using it, then it might be time to sell. The market it's warm. It's not super hot. It was super hot a couple of years ago. It was pretty warm last year. Certain items are a little bit hot. Certain things aren't right now. I guess everybody's being a little bit cost conscious with the...
the interest rate and making sure, hey, do you use it? If you're not using it, you need to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. By the time, and one of the good things, we've had a little discount in the fuel that's been escalating up, so it looks like we have a little relief at the gas pump. Still, what, Memorial Day? Is that when it goes back up, Randy?
Probably.
They'll probably jack it up.
I got QT diesel the other day at $3.14. That was a Wednesday. Of course, I go by there for the weekend Friday, and it's up to $3.29. They bumped me 15 cents, I guess, for the weekend charge. Huh?
I think they do that on purpose. They jack it up for the weekends. It's like they know when. I don't know. I'm not that smart with math, but I don't know. It seems like them guys know what they're doing. So I don't know. I'm not an oil company. I know how to drive and put the fuel in the vehicle and go down the road. So were you picking up an RV the other day, Randy?
Well, we sold one. Well, man, you took one and sold one. But no, I was going after cars and trucks with my other diesel, and that's when I filled it up at $3.14, and I pulled in there yesterday after we delivered a RV, and it was $3.29. And I thought, well, In 2 days, it jumped up 15 cents. I'll wait and see what it looks like Tuesday.
Yeah, and see, and that's another thing too. You were telling me that guy, he was selling an RV, boats, houses, land. He was selling everything.
Yeah, possibility. He's 76 years old, and he has a bus, a Silver Eagle. When's the last time you seen a converted Silver Eagle? And they did a great job inside, but it's getting some age. The ceiling on the inside was coming down. It wasn't leaking, but the ceiling was coming down. It had a certain smell to it from sitting too long. I think we might end up trying to buy it. He hadn't really decided what he's going to do, but he's got boats, he's got motorcycles, he's got another little Class C RV, he's got cars and trucks, and downsize at the right age. I don't know how much. We don't know how much longer we're going to be living. And he's got 2 sons, but they don't want to fool with it. They live 4 or 5 hours away from him, so he might want to dump everything, sell everything. So and he's got a cool house just in case you want to be on 3.5 acres out in the country and 4,500 square foot, swimming pool, gorgeous view. Give me a call. I'll help you out, seeing if you would like to buy it. 830-708-4789. Getting a lot of referrals and a lot of calls. Hey, tell 20 people, Jason and I want to buy your RV or your motorhome.
Yeah, if we can, definitely. We'll at least put a number on it, tell them what the current market trend is, and different kind of motorized, miles, condition, generator hours. There's tires, the age of the tires. Have you priced tires lately, Randy?
Oh, don't tell me. I know. Tires are up, batteries are up. And we talked to a gentleman, remember, that does some fixing on RVs. He was telling us, just like I said before, you can go to Amazon if you're not in a hurry. Amazon to buy your parts real easy, delivered to your house. Then call. I've got a guy that'll come and fix your RV. He's mobile, so give me a call and I'll turn you on to him. 830-708-4789. Also, if you've got a motorized and it doesn't start, I've got a mobile mechanic. Give me a call and I'll definitely tell you about him, just in case you got. Hey, it's no good if it doesn't run if it's motorized.
Yeah, and I'm working with some of those mobile technicians and stuff like that to come with some kind of way to either put them on our website or not. But we've got a couple of them that are really good guys that are certified technicians and everything coming out of these big box stores that are, a lot of them are within 200 miles of here. Some of them are statewide. If they go to RV.media, put in a request, we can refer you to one of those guys for right now, and and other things like that. Also some of the things are where to store the RV. We've been working up some relationships with people that have RV storage facilities in the different areas up in the Austin area, the down south below San Antonio. One of the things I never thought of, Randy, was the storage in north side of San Antonio is more, but some of these guys are storing them on the south side and they're just heading down to the coast.
Well, it'd be nice to be closer to the coast, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, this one guy, he had a real nice facility. He's getting ready to expand it. He charges about $70 a month. He said most of his clients.
That's outside. Undercover is probably what, $200-300?
No, he said that it had the covers on it.
$70 a month.
It was $70. It didn't have the plugins or anything like that. That's why he's building more facilities with the plugs, because he's getting requests. He said, but a lot of these guys are plugging the RVs in there, and then they're driving down south and going to Brownsville, Corpus, Padre Island. A lot of people that buy RVs, they go fishing.
Oh, definitely.
And that's a big thing with these guys, is they love to go to all the different areas, not just freshwater fishing, but saltwater fishing, which is one of the greatest things. Well, where do you think you're going to go mooch stocking this weekend, Randy? Anywhere?
No, I'm going to find me a new spot. I didn't know it was so easy.
Well, well, right here it says be nice. So I guess you gotta show a little gratitude with them. I guess. What if you don't really like the relative? You think they'd let you stay there?
Take them a big red and a bag of Fritos, huh? When you show up at the door.
My grandfather, I guess he had one of those old raised roof vans, but it didn't have a generator. He used to come stay in our driveway.
Oh, great.
When I was young, I was like, I guess he was mooch stocking too.
I've bought several of those. And I've got a gentleman right now that's looking for the right van. He's going to convert his own van the way he wants it, and he don't want any windows. He don't want anybody looking inside, but he wants a raised roof, something like a Transit or a ProMaster. He's looked what I've got, and it's just not exactly what he's looking for. But I buy lots of vans. I buy a lot of trucks. So, if you want to convert one, give me a call, 830-708-4789. And we'll see what the opportunities are and what's available.
Yeah, and we got some interesting shows coming up. I've been talking to some guys down there. I'm going down to the Brownsville area. They have a RV park over there at SpaceX, Randy. It's got a bunch of Airstreams in it, stuff like that, where the engineers and the rocket scientists stay down there. And I don't know if I'd mentioned that before, but there's another guy that's actually driving around the country in a Tesla, pulling an RV camper. And I was like, how in the heck does that even happen? I'm trying to
He don't get far, I bet.
I don't know.
I know these new Lightning trucks, they get about 230 miles, but if you put a camper behind it, you get about 150, and if there's a headwind, you get about 100.
See, that's the thing about these electric cars. This one guy had a truck. It got rear-ended. The insurance company told him $1,600, but then when he took it to the body shop, Randy, it was $40,000. It had damaged the battery in the back of that truck. $40,000.
He's lucky it didn't catch fire, because if it catch fire, that fire's so hot and water doesn't hurt a bit. It doesn't phase that flame at all.
When that's going to be another show at a later date, we'll start talking about that, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the pros and cons of electric pulling versus diesel pushing. In my mind, the diesel pusher is the way, or the diesel truck pulling the RV seems like a lot wiser way to do it, Randy.
Well, you're not going to get far, maybe.
Maybe we're not smart, Randy. Maybe they're smarter than us. I don't know.
I don't know, but you know what? You can rent campers, you can rent cabins, so you got to weigh every option up. Depends on how much you use it. If you're not using it, you're wasting it, and it's subject, just like that Golden Eagle, been sitting too long, paint's faded on it, inside's having problems. I think you got to use them and make them work.
Here we're winding up to the very end of the show here, Randy. I guess tune in, tell 20 people to tell 20
tell
people
20
to tell.
people to tune in to our show, tell 20 people to go to
RV.media.
And 20 people to give me a call, 830-708-4789. Have a great Sunday. Go to church, go to lunch, and have a blessing for this weekend. God bless.